The Avogado is
Thank you.
pretty cool, man. I think it's been kind of a fun project to kind of watch.
All right. Well, I just started streaming, so welcome
GM, GM.
everybody. Thank you for joining today's Discord AMA. I am your host Zanzi, and today we got two guests with us from RARA Social. We got Zach and we got Lawson. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good, Zanzi. Thanks for having us.
Doing well, GM. Thanks for the invite.
GM.
Awesome. It's good to hear. So, I'm up for. Well, I'm already pretty good friends with Zach. However, for those of us that don't know Zach, why don't you do a little introduction about yourself, your background, and what brought you to Web3, and then we can do Lawson next.
Cool, yeah. So, hey, I'm Zach. I'm a visual artist and graphic designer. Got interested in NFTs just because I love collecting stuff and and love art. When I heard about NFTs, it was like, oh, that's like this app that I built in like 2014 using Flash. And it was like an artist trading card app where artists would upload artwork and you could like collect each other's artwork. So I kind of felt like I predated NFTs somehow, but totally love it. It's obviously the decentralized aspect is very, very cool. Yeah, so got into it and yeah, just started connecting and building community and working on some projects. So I run the Polygoons, which is a customizable NFT project on Polygon, and got connected with Lawson and the RARA team about a year ago now or so, when I was working with the Nifty Pride Foundation. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what's happening and see what's building.
Sweet, awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the poly games. So
Thanks, man.
yeah. Uh, Lawson, why don't you tell us all about yourself? I'm just meeting you now, so.
Yeah, definitely. Based in Brooklyn, my kind of falling into crypto is kind of, I have to say, through the kind of back door. I was part of the founding team of Synapse FI, which was the first banking API in the US in like 2014 and 15. And our first customers at that time frame were Bitcoin startups and crypto exchanges. There weren't really Ethereum startups at the time. And we basically helped them standardize and de-risk themselves with compliance and like stop getting defrauded because they weren't very good at fraud prevention. Along with, we made it like super easy to onboard as a banking partner. We like to joke that Synapse started in crypto and PayPal started in porn. Was kind of the joke. And Synapse eventually grew into a full-blown banking API with a whole bunch of fintech, customers, banking startups, things like that. But I couldn't unsee what was happening in the space. At the time, there were, again, it was primarily Bitcoin startups, which was like remittance stuff or like peer-to-peer payment stuff. But there were a few people kind of dabbling in different things like change tip, where you could like tip people on Twitter and kind of early projects with that. And through 2017, it was kind of a just mass chaos. Like there was so much money flowing into the system, and we were kind of the base layer of that. We were watching all the fiat pile through our systems and through our bank partner, and going all obviously to these exchanges and Bitcoin and crypto startups. And so decided to go full-time crypto in 2018, and joined a company called TokenSoft. We're basically building and emulating financial assets on blockchains, along with helping with a lot of token sales and distributions like Tezos, Hedera, Hashgraph, Handshake, Key, Thesis, et cetera, et cetera. And then up in 2020, early 2020, I was kind of ready to do my own thing. And, I was ready to do something more on the consumer side. And specifically, it felt like to me, there was like this weird moment on the internet where everybody was stuck at home and spending a lot more of their lives on the internet. People are already, if you look at your screen time, your phone tells you you're probably looking at the internet, 6 to 8 hours a day already. And my fundamental belief is like what was happening in like Web 2.0 social was essentially an opportunity for crypto to finally kind of have a more primary use case. along with the tech had kind of got ready, right? Like we had spent all this time getting the tech ready for normal users, making things easier and easier to create wallets, and easier onboarding, and scaling solutions like obviously Polygon and alternative chains. And so in early 2020, I started RARA, which was previously known as MoneyMail. And then the idea at the time was like, how do we turn engagement into money? Like, how can people make money with engagement? And fast forward to today, that's still what we're working on today, except we don't describe it that way today. The way we're describing it now is like, how can we make curation on the internet profitable? When you like, comment, and throw those emojis to anything on Instagram or Twitter, you are curating with the crowd that tweet or that Instagram post. And so that kind of tees up kind of what we're doing here, building a social curation protocol for NFTs.
Well, that's really fascinating. I really like how you worded that. And so it's, from the sounds of it, you've actually been involved with crypto and Bitcoin for quite a long time. Basically,
yeah. More on the kind of like B2B side. We were like providers for first at Synapse. We were providers for basically, if you were in crypto in 2016 and 2017, you used Synapse. So Coinbase, Kraken, Abra, Zappo, you name it, along with a lot of the early Bitcoin startups that were attempting some social plays like ChangeTip, and other ones. The Ethereum stuff kind of started popping in 2017, but really not a lot of fiat connections in Ethereum in that time frame. Those didn't come till later. And then at TokenSoft that was the opportunity where we started getting early access to cool people building DeFi stuff, and like the Keep and the TBT team, and so it's been kind of interesting to see it kind of happen from effectively the back end. I have a lot of war stories from 2017, from various Bitfinex hacks and things like that have never seen the light of day.
Sweet. So, it sounds like you have a pretty original concept here with RARA Social. Like, is there anyone else doing anything similar to what you guys are doing?
Good question. So we do have a quick kind of explainer I can get into in a second, but I want to kind of focus more on the mission and what we're doing. Again, what we say we're building is a social curation protocol for NFT. And what we believe is unique about that is this idea of open permissionless curation. So there are a few protocols in the NFT space that label themselves as decentralized curation protocols. For example, Zora auction houses, Super Rare Spaces, Rarible has a version as well, and a few others have this idea of decentralized curation of NFTs. The problem is with those protocols is they require the NFT to be for sale. They require the NFT owner to put their NFT into a contract so it can be listed for sale, to then allow a third party to create a website or an app to curate, quote unquote, curate that NFT in these galleries. And then that gallery gets paid money if the sale happens through their gallery. And so definitely curation happens there in these galleries. But the problem is, what about every other NFT not for sale? What about every other NFT that maybe the owner doesn't want to allow for curation? And so that's what RARA's protocol is. RARA allows for the curation of any and all NFTs on Ethereum or Polygon today without permission. And we don't care about the sales price. And the incentive model is not the sales price. Again, back to the quote decentralized curation protocols that exist today, which again are primarily based around the sale of an NFT. They're all incentivized by commissions. And so what are they going to curate? They're going to curate the most expensive NFTs. And so RARA's protocol, again, doesn't care about the price. It cares just about what the crowd thinks about it. One analogy I like to use, and then I'll pause, is it's kind of like Rotten Tomatoes for movie reviews. On Rotten Tomatoes, you have two scores. You have critic score, which is anybody with a platform. They work for the New Yorker or GQ or something like that. And then you have fan score, which is just anybody with access to the internet. Today with NFTs, we essentially only have critic score. Every bid in that final price is essentially the critic score for NFTs. but we have no idea what the rest of the world thinks about the NFT. It could have been two people in a pissing contest for all we know about why it's expensive. While it could be a culturally irrelevant NFT, we don't know what the crowd thinks. And so, so that's what we're creating. I'm happy to, if you don't have any follow-up questions, I can kind of show you guys how the protocol works.
We can definitely jump right into that.
Yeah, let's do it. And anybody feel free to ask questions. Zach, if you want to watch the voice chat, I guess people don't have voice privileges, but if they want to ask, just drop them there, and we'll try to help answer that.
Sure, I got my eye on it.
Okay, so again, RARA is a social curation protocol for NFTs, and a core primitive of that protocol is what we call reactions. Reactions are essentially one-time use tokens that you use to curate and react to other NFTs. So here you have this kind of interface right here where you have this X copy. Everybody knows right-click save as guy, X copy NFT. RARA's protocol is essentially the like and emojis that you get to throw on those NFTs. And by doing that, you're essentially investing in the virality of X copy NFT. And so I'll explain. The first thing to make the protocol work is we need reactions. And the way reactions are created is any NFT owner can register their NFTs to sell reaction tokens based on the underlying NFT. Again, reactions are like one-time use. Think of them as copies or maybe even derivative work of the underlying media. So if you own maybe a neon cat, or this X copy NFT, so long as you have the rights to sell copies or derivatives. So CC0 is a very popular thing happening with NFT space right now, along with a lot of innovative NFT projects like Bored Apes gave the collectors commercial rights. So long as you have commercial rights to sell copies or derivative work of your NFT, you can register that NFT and essentially start earning on-chain cash flow from the media of the NFT. It's native media monetization, crypto media monetization. I think another first for the protocol. And the way you make money, we'll get to in a second, is people come and buy these reactions again to use it to react to other NFTs and curate those other NFTs. So that's the first thing. Collectors can register NFTs and make money. In addition to collectors, artists can do that too. So over here on the right, we should have a Polygoons reaction. So Zac, who's curator in residence at RARA, also help with a lot of artwork with Polygoons. Artists can, without selling the NFT, can mint NFTs to then register with the protocol. And they're going to get paid even if they end up selling that underlying NFT. So this is really important. RARA pays out royalties on chain based off of the royalties the artist set. So long as the artist set the royalties on chain with anything supported by the royalty registry, so Zora, Foundation, Super Rare, and a few other, I think Rarible as well, all technically set the royalties on chain. Our protocol will pick that up and pay out those royalties so long as that's happening. And so what that means is, as an artist, you can create brand new art to turn into a reaction and make money as the owner and as the creator. Or if you sold it, you ended up selling the underlying NFT at some point over here. If a collector still hasn't registered with the protocol, the creators are getting paid here as well. And so they're essentially just splitting the first portion of reaction sales. So reaction sales, the way that works is all reactions cost 1 USDC. You buy them on Polygon, and the first 5% of that 1 USDC goes to the collectors and the artists. The other 95%, which I'm going to get to in a second, goes towards the incentives of curation. Any questions, comments? Otherwise, I'll keep going. Okay, let's do it.
No, that's fascinating. So essentially what you're saying is, as long as you're the creator, even if you sell off the NFTs, you can still get commissions off the reactions.
Yes. If you haven't set if there's artists in the room, if you haven't set your royalties on chain, there's a project called royaltiesregistry.xyz that allows for you to retroactively do that. Or if the artist never did it, the collector, whenever they registers, if it's not set on chain, they have the option to put in the creator address and a percentage split. So the fallback option is if it's not on chain is the collector. The collector can set it too.
And this is being built on Polygon, correct?
This is live right now on Polygon. You could interact with it if you went to Polygon Scan. The app portion of the buying the reactions and curating is not live yet, but that's coming up this summer.
Cool. And just to clarify for anyone who's just joining in, there is a text channel in the same category as this voice channel. So it's called the
voice chat, I think.
Voice chat text channel. It's in the Polygon Voices category. So if you want to ask any questions, we'll read them out from there.
Great. Okay. So that's like step one. We need reactions. Now let's get to step two. What the hell do you use reactions for? So you use reactions, again, to react to and curate other NFTs. Think of them like Web3 emojis or Web3 memes. Except these memes weren't, these emojis weren't made by Apple or Android, which, as we all know, the emojis look different on different platforms. And similar with Twitter or Facebook, their emojis look different. These are things created by corporations. RARA embraces what NFTs are. It's art created by the internet. And as a result, the reactions can also be created by the internet. And so you use reactions to react to NFTs, and you're doing that in exchange for curator tokens or curation tokens. Every NFT that you react to has its own curation token. And the way you get those curation tokens is you spend one or multiple reactions, again, which costs 1 USDC. And when you do that, you get back these curation tokens. And I'll show that in a second, and then we'll just have a little baby demo in the voice chat. Okay, so whoa, we were missing a slide. Did I go past it? 1 second. Going a little slow. Can y'all hear me okay? My audio?
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, sound like I wasn't sure if I was popping in and out or that was somebody else. Okay.
You can throw on streamer mode if you'd like. That'll get rid of that in the Discord settings.
I'm not sure what's going on with Figma, but Figma's not working. Let me pull up the actual just PDF. Okay. All right. Zach, can you see the screen with the bonding curve? Make sure y'all can see that.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So after you spin these reactions, again, you're getting curator tokens. And these curator tokens, I'm going to get a little complex here, are minted on a bonding curve. And the way a bonding curve works is it's actually just locking up money for people who eventually want to sell the tokens they're minting and buying. So every time you spend a reaction, which costs 1 USDC, a portion of those funds go towards buying these curation tokens for you. And these are minted to your wallet, and you can use them in DeFi, or if you wanted to, eventually sell them back to the bonding curve and essentially realize profit. So, for example, if you're one of the early reactors for this X copy, and you spend 1 USDC, you're going to get a whole lot more curation tokens for 1 USDC than you would later on. And it would cost you more reactions to get maybe 1 curation token later on, or early on, maybe it would only cost you one reaction to get a curation token. And as other people come and react to the same NFT with any reaction they want to, that same money, that pot of money left over for curation incentives from buying those reactions, goes towards buying these curation tokens. And so I'm going to pause there. We're going to do a little baby experiment. Zach, would you like to curate some NFTs in the voice chat?
I would love to. I have some picked out already. So here, let me just pop them in. There is actually a great exhibit and auction going on this week, hosted by the Polygon Alliance. So it's a cancer fundraiser. So I've just picked a few NFTs, one of one NFTs from this fundraiser. And I'll pop the link in here. But I'm going to.
Doesn't look like it's showing the preview. Can we?
Yeah.
Does the voice chat allow for uploading images? Let's try that instead.
Yeah. Can you enable me to share an image there, Zanzi?
Let me see. I might not be able to, but we'll.
So
Yeah, it should work now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So here's the first.
Frankie wants us
first
to
one.
curate him. Okay. So Zac has curated this NFT. And with RARA's protocol, how would you react to that? Let's just pretend like all of the server emojis of inside of this server are reactions for sale. So if everybody could just pick out their favorite reaction of what they would use to react to, like what does this NFT make you feel, or what do you think about when you see this NFT?
Nice. We got the little.
And Zac's going to drop 3 of them, so feel free to react to all 3 of these.
I'm just sharing a still of this 3D piece, but you can follow the link to check it out. And here's the last one.
This server's got some pretty good animated reactions. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like people are figuring out. We're seeing some reactions come in. So the way the protocol works is NFTs have to be curated into the protocol. For launch, the app will allow for any Genesis RARA NFT holders to curate NFTs, basically start a curation. And the way they do that is they have to find the NFT with a link kind of like this, or the contract and ID. And then they add a comment, a curatory comment. He kind of did that via voice today. And he spins those first reactions. Again, think of these emojis as basically, they're kind of like reaction tokens. The difference is with the protocol, just like everything else in crypto, they cost you a little bit of money, but you're spending that money in hopes that one of these NFTs is going to go viral. And your reactions, if you did it early enough, you would make money off of that. So, for example, this very first one here, it's got 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one's got 5, 7, 8, 9. This one's got 2, 3. This one's got more. So this last one's gone a little bit more viral than the first one, and the second one has the least amount of reactions. I was actually the first person to react to this one. I'm probably up in curation token terms. If I wanted to sell my curation tokens back to the bonding curve, because all of these other reactions came after me, I'd make a little bit of money. And so that kind of gets us back to the protocol. The protocol is effectively making curation on the internet valuable. We talk a lot about the creator economy, right? And I don't know what the NFT count is on OpenSea, but it's probably in the 20 millions right now. Very similar to the internet, the NFT space is full of a lot of NFTs. And so it's really hard to know what to pay attention to. RARA's protocol is incentivizing people to find the stuff that's very valuable and make money off of it. And so we've got a creator economy. It's already being powered by the NFT space. Now with RARA, there's literally a curator economy. You can make money by finding the coolest NFTs early and curating them. So that's the idea of the protocol. Any kind of questions? I will also note one more thing. NFTs receiving reactions make money too. So back to the people who are making money selling reactions, either the artists and the creators. The collectors and the artists of reactions make 5% of reaction sales. And then on the other side, the NFTs receiving reactions get around another 5% of those reaction sales. So 5 cents on every dollar, with the other 90%, 90 cents going to buying these curation tokens. And so what we've done is we've turned the entire economy of Web 2.0 social into something that's profitable. Creators, collectors, and curators all make money with the protocol. Questions, comments? If not, we'll do a quick demo on how to register an NFT as a reaction.
My only comment would be that I think this is super epic, and it adds, I don't know, a unique flavor to NFTs that we didn't have before. So
yeah, that's what we think as well. We're super excited. It is a primitive on top of NFTs. We talk a lot in DeFi about Legos. Uniswap came out, and then a whole bunch of other DeFi protocols built on top of Uniswap, Compound, USDC, and Yearn. Yearn is probably the biggest advocate of that. They Lego together lots of other DeFi protocols and primitives to create something new. RARA is probably one of the first things that's trying to put something on top of NFTs. Zac and Vinay on RARA's team like to talk about reactions as memories. They're basically permanent portable like stickers or memories that you're putting on top of cool NFTs. In the same way that you see somebody reply to a post on Twitter or Instagram with just the word first, because they're doing that because they think it's going to go viral. They want to be shown as like an early person who saw this. The RARA is the on-chain equivalent of that. Not only would you see that reaction and LWSN Baker.eth as the early reactor to this X copy, but with the protocol, you can actually do essentially on-chain comments as well. If you spend a reaction, you get the permission to add a comment. And so again, we were essentially taking the engagement layer of Web 2 and creating an economy out of it.
Yeah, so there's an interesting question here, which I think we're going to address maybe a little bit, but Reliano, if you want to keep your question in mind and see if it gets answered in the next few minutes, they're asking, is there a staking plan for this NFT? Can I lend my NFT those who want to lend?
I guess there's two kind of nuanced questions to that. With your NFT right now, Zach's going to do a demo in a second. You can register it and not sell the underlying NFT and make money by selling reaction tokens. With regards to lending, you don't have to deposit your NFT into RARA's protocol. You actually only have to prove ownership. So there's no wrapping of your token. There's no lending of your NFT to the protocol. You're literally just authorizing the protocol to sell reaction tokens, and basically you get to earn money from that. With regards to the NFTs that are curated, similar there as well. You could make money by owning this NFT without ever selling it, because you're receiving reactions. You're also getting these curation tokens. So point one, you don't have to lend the NFT in any context of RARA's protocol to make money. This is on-chain royalties for effectively owning cool stuff. Point two is these curation tokens are money-like. right? They have a value. They have a value specifically associated with USDC stuck in a bonding curve. So you could stick that into Compound or any DeFi platform of your choice and earn interest potentially off of Curation tokens. That's a little bit more level 400 course, something that would exist in people would probably be doing as the protocol expands and support and integrations elsewhere. But that is definitely possible with regards to Curation tokens. Hope that answers your question. Feel free to ask a follow-up. Broader point is you don't have to lend it out to make money. You can earn money simply by authorizing and owning cool stuff.
Great. Thanks, Lawson. I'm going to demo the process of actually registering an NFT into the protocol. And so Vinay just posted the link into the voice chat. This is register.rara.social. So
let me drop 2 points here. So the process we're in right now is what we're calling the Genesis Reaction Registry. Basically, we're trying to figure out what reactions should be available for sale at launch. And so the opportunity right now is another 2-week period to register cool NFTs and essentially get early mover advantage for what are the cool reactions and memes that people are going to use. Those things kind of can get ingrained in the culture. If you got cool NFTs, kind of now's the time to register them for the initial launch period. Once we launch, you can still register things as reactions. There's just going to be a period where we're going to give these NFTs registered to this process, kind of an early mover advantage with that. And so Zach's going to kind of do a demo of how you register your NFT as a reaction, and then we'll announce a little small kind of giveaway for those who want to register after that.
For sure. Yeah, thanks. As I said, register.rara.social. This is a pretty straightforward process. So basically here, it just shows you that you can register any NFT that's either on Ethereum or Polygon. So I'm just going to click start, and it does have the chain selector here. So of course, it's a Polygon Q&A. So I'm going to choose a Polygon NFT to import. And so the next is it asks for the URL or the token, the contract address and token ID. I'm just going to use the token address and ID of the NFT that I'm going to register. And I'm going to register this NFT from Taco Tribe. And so I'm going to grab the contract address here from this Taco Tribe NFT, and I'm going to pop it in here. And then I'm going to grab the token ID there as well. And I'm going to put that in there. And it's going to read that it's going to find the NFT. It's going to verify that I actually own the NFT that I am registering. And as Lawson was saying, we're not, and it clarifies here as well. It says registered NFTs are not deposited or wrapped within the protocol. All we're doing here is giving RARA the permission to sell the NFT as reactions. It's kind of like selling posters or stickers of the NFT that you own. So you don't have to sell your precious NFTs, you just sell the merch for it. And then people will use those reactions to participate in the protocol as Lawson's described. So it just takes a second for that to verify. And then we'll get sort of a preview of what that reaction is going to look like in the protocol.
This is taking a little bit longer. Did you try the URL before? I'm not sure what was. Have you tried this one?
Here, let me try the URL.
Yeah. So all we're doing at this step is just looking it up on chain. And depending on how you give it to us, sometimes that can be complex with different providers. Where was it minted? How is it supported on OpenSea? But this should go through. I'm surprised it's taking that long. Let's give it another second.
721.
Polygon, yeah.
There it is.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it worked with the URL. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm going to just give a name to this reaction. So I just think of what it's called. I can say just gonna call it awesome taco. But the reaction name that you give it will essentially sort of be searchable. Um, and then you give it tags as well. So how do I want people to be able to find this reaction in the protocol? Let's say if somebody loves it, I want them to be able to find it. Obviously, if they search taco, I want them to find it. You can also use emojis as well. So I could say like the heart emoji. So if somebody's using the heart emoji, then this is going to show up. I'm going to enter my email address here, and then there are a couple of options in terms of customizing the appearance of the NFT into the protocol. And so I can choose to remove the white border around the NFT. This works especially well if it's a transparent image. So if it was just the taco without any background, the removal of the white border would work really well. In this case, I kind of like having that white border. And then the other option is to indicate that you have or would like help creating custom art for your NFT as the reaction. So the reactions that you're registering in here, you need to own the NFT, but you also need to have the proper license to be able to sell copies and derivatives. And there's more about that down here, the note about Creative Commons and licensing. But if you do own the rights to sell derivatives, you can also make derivative artwork. So if you wanted to change or adapt the artwork of the NFT for the protocol for the purpose of making it into a reaction, then you can do that. For this one, actually, I thought it would be kind of cute to add some hearts into the background. So I've just drawn a couple of little hearts here. And I think that actually just really brings out the expressive nature of this little taco character. So I'm just going to indicate that I do have custom artwork, but it's totally up to you. If you didn't have the ability to make those hearts, then you can also just click that checkbox.
Yeah.
And somebody from the team will get in touch with you.
Yeah. So it's an important note. As the collector or owner of the NFT, we're essentially giving you the opportunity to be a little bit of an artist, starting with the reaction name and the tags. This is how people are going to find your reactions, and this is how think of it like a search engine optimization. This is how you're going to make money. And so those tags are incredibly important. Zach chose the heart one, which people are totally going to hit the heart emoji. I'm feeling sunglasses. I'm feeling like there's a few other ones that could be cool there too. But the point is, this is kind of the opportunity to be an artist as a collector, but you don't have to. The reaction name could be the exact NFT name. The tag can be whatever you want. And then you can keep or get with the border and just register it as is. But you kind of have an opportunity here to be artistic. I'll give you one more example. We have some MFers being registered, and one of the ones he's got like a sunshine. He's like on a beach. It's actually a 0xM MFer. He's on a beach. He's got the sun's behind him, and he wants to do custom artwork simply by adding the word GM on it. Again, thinking about your NFTs reactions, how you monetize them. What are good memes that people would use in crypto to react to stuff? This is the custom artwork that Zach's been helping the collector put together. A simple GM talk bubble is another thing that could be done, but again, isn't required.
Yeah.
Just to inspire a little bit.
Yeah, right on. So I'm going to click continue. The royalties, I don't know, Lawson, if you wanted to whip through the description of the royalties process.
So royalties, again, so long as they're set on chain, this will be pre-populated. You won't have to do anything to think about how much should I pay the creator at all, right? It'll be pre-populated with whatever's on chain. If it's not on chain, again, you need to make sure you have the right copyrights to do this. But so long as you do, I recommend checking OpenSea because OpenSea sadly doesn't set royalties on chain. As you can see here, OpenSea is showing 10% royalties. And so Zac should put 10% here. And then what he'll want to do is go find the creator address, not that contract address, Zac. I would look at the creator's address on the profile, Taco Tribe address, and use that address. And so it looks like they're asking for 10% on OpenSea, and so Zac's probably just going to emulate that, and then he would want to find, I think under the see more is where they move the address for them there, or maybe there as well. And again, when in doubt, just ask the creator, where they want it to go. But if it's an OpenSea asset, sadly they don't do those on chain yet. If it came from anywhere else, this is probably going to be pre-populated for you. And some artists don't want anything. There are other artists that have put 0%. So it really, especially the different NFTs, people have taken different positions on that. But yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, so I did find the creator address there, the address of the artist. So I'm just going to pop that in. Yeah, and then that's it. So the next step is just actually signing that transaction. So that's going to pop up here. And I'm going to, I do want to register this one, so I'm just going to fully confirm here and sign this transaction. And when that goes through, it'll indicate to you that it's been a successful transaction, and then I'm going to take a screenshot of it as well and post it when it's finished. But yeah, that's it. So there's just a few steps there, and then when the full protocol launches, now people will be able to search love or heart. You'll see the Taco reaction NFT pop up, and you'll be able to purchase it to use in the protocol.
Yep. Yeah. So this is great. Thanks, Zac. What's cool to give everybody perspective. Every NFT receiving reactions can take around 100,000 USDC before that bonding curve price starts to slow down and increase on how much it's increasing. And so if a curator spent $1,000 or maybe $10,000 on reacting to one NFT, you'd make around $500 as the collector. There'd be around $500 USDC that would be shared with you and the owner of that underlying NFT for the reaction. Now multiply that times 20 million NFTs, right? Or however many NFTs exist today. Every time your reactions are being used, every one costs $1, but it's important to realize this is crypto. People are going to invest $5,000, $10,000 at a time to curate things. You're getting 5% every time they do that. And so the cash flow opportunities for your really cool NFTs is very present, to say the least. Any questions about the registration process? Feel free to drop them in voice chat. And we'll also drop some details. We're doing a little giveaway for the server. If you register an NFT by tomorrow at noon Eastern, so a little less than 24 hours to now, and follow RARA_social on Twitter, and DM us the NFT you registered, we'll pick a random winner tomorrow afternoon to win a Genesis fan NFT from RARA. That Genesis fan NFT will essentially give you early access to the app when we launch later in July, along with they have value. Any questions? Let's see. Thank you, Frankie. Cool.
Yeah, thanks, Anzi, for posting those. So the registration link, once again, is there. RARA Social on Twitter, RARA_social. And there was a question that Vinay answered there. So, yeah, I think there's a couple of people typing, so maybe we give a few minutes for any other questions to filter in, but I think most questions have been answered on the fly.
Yeah, I think that was a fantastic presentation. Very in depth, well explained, and it's really fascinating what you guys are building, and I'm excited to see it come to life.
Yeah, thanks, man. We're excited about it as well. Again, the type of NFTs you want to be thinking about to register is there's anything with CC0. So if you search CC0 NFT on Twitter, you'll see all sorts of projects pop up. There's also a project called cc0.dev that allows for you to look up any NFTs that have been registered with that website with CC0. All those are perfect because the creator of a CC0 NFT have essentially put the artwork in the public domain. Not only can the NFT owner do what they want with it, basically anybody can do whatever they want with it. And so CC0 NFTs are perfect to make money off of. Other NFTs that you could register would be any that have maybe specific commercial rights for selling copies of derivatives. The most famous, again, is Bored Ape Yacht Club. Bored Ape Yacht Club on their website have a terms of service that basically give NFT owners commercial rights to sell copies of derivatives. Another good example of creators being willing to give away commercial rights because they know they're going to make money on those resale royalties. And again, those resale royalties get picked up so long as they're on chain by our protocol. So that's the protocol. From a timing perspective, we have another 2 weeks of the Genesis Reaction Registry where anybody can register their NFTs to turn them into reactions. The community is voting on those reactions in the RARA server. If you go to rara.house, that'll redirect you to the RARA server. If you want to kind of follow along on what's being voted on and what's been approved so far, definitely check out the server. Otherwise, in July, we'll be launching Curation, where you'll be able to start buying those reactions and spending them on curating effectively all the OG NFTs. I'm really convinced we're going to have this period of kind of a rat race to curate all the OG stuff, the Doges of the world, the X copies, the Beeples, whatever. And then at some point, we're going to make this transition where it'll be kind of curating, the new stuff. There's so many new NFTs created every day. It's really hard to know which ones matter. There's been a few famous curation manipulations in the NFT space, the OpenSea front page being probably one of the more prominent ones. The reality is our feeds and most of what you consume on Web 2.0, Twitter, Instagram, and Web 3.0, what's on the front page of Foundation or OpenSea is chosen by humans. It's all, the reality, it's like it all has been put there because of their incentives. And you don't really know what those incentives are. Your feeds are manipulated. That's what it comes down to. And so again, back to RARA's protocol. RARA's protocol is creating data to effectively decentralize our feeds. All the data of curation of RARA is on chain, and you'll be able to design your own feed in the future. And we'll start to get away from this like opaque, you have no idea why this is on the front page, to there's like verifiable data of like why this one showed up and not that other one. So we're super excited about it. Genesis Reaction Registry, again, check it out at register.rara.social. That'll be live for another 2 or so weeks. And then July, we're still working on the date. So July 6th, 7th, or 8th is when we'll start to launch Curation. And we're calling that all of July the Summer of Ra. So it should be pretty fun.
Sweet. Yeah, I can definitely see this getting a lot of adoption. It's pretty awesome.
We appreciate you. Thanks for the invite out. If you're in NFT NYC, anybody, feel free to check out RARA's Twitter. We do have an event on Tuesday with it's co-hosted with the Voxel team on Tuesday. So definitely register for that. They got a few more spots left. And otherwise, just follow us on Twitter and DM us anything you want to register, and we'll be giving out that Genesis fan NFT tomorrow.
Epic. Yeah, guys, all the links are in the voice chat text channel. And thank you so much, Lawson and Zac, for coming out today and giving us such a thorough, in-depth explanation. Loved having you.
Yeah, thanks again for having us, and thanks everyone for coming out.
Rah. We appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
There you go. Rah. All right. Thanks, everybody.